Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what is the finale of Hutt's F1 Gaming League. For now, at least. If you're wondering, how is this the finale already? It's because I didn't cover the rest of the season. I only covered 4 races, including this one. So it's, yeah. And I just hit a roadblock, but there we go. So we're at China for the final round of this season. I've taken a look at the standings. I finally found where they are. And despite all the attempts from Goshan and who was the other guy? The Red Bull? He may not even be turning up tonight. I don't know. I'm not seeing him. But Luka Jovic, I think his name was. But yes, despite the best attempts of those two drivers, they are nowhere near the level of CRS Pookie, who is the inaugural champion for Hutt's F1 Gaming League. It looks like we're only going to be having 19 drivers today, so that looks like Luca is not here. Oh, hello, fakeaways. Hello. Yeah, okay. So, that is working. Good. I was having a few issues before the stream for whatever reason. YouTube wasn't picking up the stream for I don't know why. Streamlabs is meant to do it automatically. It didn't start automatically as I have auto start turned off, but for whatever reason it just didn't want to recognize that it was there. So we're doing this an hour early today. Thank you, phone. We're doing this an hour early today for obvious reasons. Mainly that if we started at 7 o'clock like we usually do, well, we'd be getting mighty close to the start time for the Miami Grand Prix. So, yes, we are hoping we should be wrapped up long before that. It should take about an hour and a half, give or take, to do this stream, which gives us plenty of time. That would put us at 7:30 ending time, more or less. And we're going into qualifying here, so that's going to be 18 minutes, then another 50 minutes on top of that, so hopefully we don't have any issues. And Pookie Shankstar wants Pookie to start from the back because he already has the championship. But that wouldn't just be... That just wouldn't be Pookie, would it? Oh, Faco's actually here. He's actually racing. What? Where's Faco come from? I thought Faco was only in the chat, but no, he's actually here in one of the Alpines. Well, that's a surprise. A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. Right, so, currently, no one out on track yet. But it looks like we've got a Mercedes preparing to go out, and we've got some cars further down. They're coming out. I can't tell which ones they are. Well, Mercedes is coming out. I do believe that is Goshan. No, it's Big Six. First car out on track was a Williams, Hutt's Surtees. I believe he's a reservist? Not entirely sure. Other Williams, of course, driven by Jabba the Black. Behind Surtees is Reese in one of the Alfa Romeos. Partnering up Big Liam today. I think, yes, Reese would normally be Isti 104. So either Isti has renamed themselves or Isti isn't taking part today. Behind that is Sherlock Sona 71. And behind that, of course, is Big Six, Quite a way behind that is Quack. Quack goes the Weasel. Oh, and Alo's already retired. I don't think he's actually left the pits at all, so maybe he's going for a last to first challenge? Who else have we got? We've got Biscuit. ARX Biscuit. Doesn't really matter. Same difference. Klasnik in one of the two Hasses. Oh, yellow flags already, but that's just people going slowly to create space. First man to start a lap time here then is going to be Huts 30. Should set the benchmark, providing he doesn't invalidate. Heading down the main straight into the really nasty snail corners of 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 1, 2, and 3. Really not my favourite tracks here. Section of this track. I did get it okay in one of the previous games, but I don't know, it just hasn't felt right in this one, and I'm gonna be honest, it's not my favourite track at all, Shanghai. The fact that it's in the game is a bit silly because it wasn't in the real life season, but they wanted it for Breaking Point, so yeah. And we don't have Breaking Point in 2022, so we're gonna get F1 Life and supercars, because yeah, why would you want to have Forza when you're gonna have it in McLaren P1 and F1 instead? I'm gonna be doing a comparison of that actually. I'm gonna compare how the F1 2022 cars stack up to the Forza cars and see if that's if they really should have bothered attempting it. Anyway, 30 coming through the hairpin into the final turn, down towards the start-finish line, and benchmark is set at 1:31.594. Reese is next. Oh, that's not a good lap time at all. He's about 2.5 seconds off. Sherlock, another 7/10 off of that. Big Six. 4/10 quicker than Sherlock. Next up, it's going to be Quack, and he doesn't look like he's done that top corner particularly well, but he is second fastest for now. Jabber goes second slowest. We've got a crash. I think Groffel has just crashed on the exit of the main, the second snail turn. Just as the main straight has begun, really. Goshan is going to be next, heading towards the final corner. Going through, makes sure not to go over the white line, and across the line, and sets the new benchmark at 1:31.365. Pardon me. Few drivers have yet to set the lap time. KSK came out and then went straight back in. Klasnik did the same. Pookie's on his outlap. He's going on the medium tyres. Going for that favoured, or his favoured alternate strategy. Faco has not left the pits yet at all, I don't think. Alast Zia on his outlap as well. Also going to try his luck on the medium tyres. And Brew Rooster on a flying lap right now. Struggling to get the car around the almost penultimate bend. It's not penultimate at all. Penultimate is the hairpin that he's heading towards right now. Into the braking zone. Hard on the brakes now. Goes through the hairpin quite nicely. Make sure not to get tapped by the Red Bull like Verstappen did to Vettel back in 2018. Oh, that was almost invalidating. Across the line, and only 8th fastest. Whereas Pookie is about to start his flying lap right now. Oh, right on board with Pookie here as he's going through the first couple of corners, the long left-hander of turn 1, the tightening turn 2, and then the opposite lock of turn 3. Turn 4, down this short-ish, isn't straight in a way, towards turn 5, I think? I don't know the corners in this track. We've got this difficult left-hander because of the limits of grip into the right, and then hard on the brakes into this double left-hander. Oh, I'm out of breath for some reason. I don't understand why. I'm not doing a crofty. Into the hard left, and then onto the awkward right-hander, very long, fast right-hander. Onto the main straight. Or back straight, I suppose. DRS opens. Down towards the braking zone. Hard on the brakes around 100 meters. Through the hairpin, very nicely over the inner curb there. Got a yellow flag. That's a Ferrari ahead. I believe that's Brood Rooster. Pookie. Oh, whoa, that was strange. And across the line for Pookie at a 132.5. 3/10 quicker. Oh, exactly 3/10 quicker than his teammate Quack. But still fair amount down on the top echelons. I mean, he is in the top echelons, but nowhere compared to Surtees and Goshan. Not sure where Surtees has come from. Shankstar on a flying lap as well, so heading towards the end. I think there was a 52 seconds through sector 2. I'm not using crisp. Hang on. Hang on. I'll just watch Shankstar finish his lap here. Hello? Is that better? I'm physically putting my mouth right next to the microphone. Is that better? I mean, I'm going to find out in about 30 seconds. Who's next? It's going to be an AlphaTauri. There's only... Actually, no, there's 2. Biscuit on his outlap. Few cars on outlaps right now. Shankstar is still driving around. Okay. As people are still driving around, I'm gonna briefly see if I can do anything about the sound. Normally I use the crisp sound cancelling thing, but they're gonna be changing that, so I mean, I could turn it on. Let's see. I mean, it's microphones at max volume, so I don't understand why it's what is going on. Apologies for the black screen. And of course, Shankstar can't comment on it at the moment. Gone for another attempt here. He's on the soft tyres across the line, and that's a much better lap. Well, 4.5 tenths better at least. I mean... Okay. I'm going to turn the game audio down another decibel. Let's see if that helps. So it's gone from minus 27 decibels to minus 28. Hopefully that's a bit better. Not to mention, mouth physically closer to the microphone. Some drivers still have not set lap times yet. KSK Aguar is one of them. 24/7 through Sector 1. Is he going to be speedy? We've got someone going slowly. I think A. Fulcherellis has I think, messed up the almost final curve there. Got a bit of oversteer possibly. Faker also on a flying lap. He's closer towards the end of the lap here than KSK is. In fact, he's just a few corners ahead. Klasnik, though, is ahead of all of them. Or is he? Yes, he is. So Klasnik will be the first of this little trio to go across the line. On the medium tyres, Faco on the softs and KSK also on the softs. So where is Klasnik going to put himself? Through the final corner he goes as Goshan improves the benchmark to 130.996. Klasnik goes 9th. Faco goes 3rd. And then we got KSK. Can we get to him just in time? 1:33.3. Only manages 13th. Next, it will be Biscuit. I think, is he on a flying lap? He may not be. I think he's about to dive into the pits. Yes, he is. Behind that is Big Six. He's about to start a flying lap of his own. Trying to improve that 1:33.1. Jabber also going to try and improve, but he's 3.5 tenths down on his previous. And so that turns into 4 tenths down. Well, all I want to know is if the audio is better. If you can hear me a bit clearer now. Because you said, oh, that it's your voice is pretty low. So I don't know if that's really quiet or just quiet, just a little quiet. I don't know. Sometimes I need to be told precisely what's going on. Jabber, oh, is that invalidation? No, it's not, but I think he's going to... He wiggles in frustration, and he did lose about 3 tenths. Whether that was through that one corner, I don't know. Both of the McLarens on out laps. Quack behind Pookie. Is that KSK about to come into the pits? Yes, it is. We've got Big Six heading towards the final corner. Hard in. Oh, that might be an invalidation. No, it's not. He does improve 6 tenths quicker. Goes into the 132.5 range. I'm going to take a look at the settings here because we should have strict corner cutting. Yes. Very strange you can track extend like that and get away with it. We've got a Ferrari. There's only one Ferrari, and that's Brood Rooster. He's on out lap though. Will momentarily be beginning his flying lap. Alastzier, 7 tenths quicker than his previous best. He should get him nicely into the 133s at least. If he can get an amazing third sector, 1.7 seconds quicker, goes into P6. And about 900ths quicker than Big Six. So he must have had a rather shoddy previous best. Ooh, is he holding a car up there? I think that might just be Reese. Yeah, Reese has just left the pits, so he's not on a flying lap. Shankstar is on a flying lap, or I think maybe he is? I don't know. He has improved his lap time at some point. It's currently P8. I don't know. He's on a in-lap, I think. Pookie isn't, though. He's 9 tenths quicker. I think he's decided that the medium tyres are not the way to go. He's going to cross the line and goes P2. Oh, how close is that? Currently, 0.069 behind Goshan. All he needs is for 30 to go 17 thousandths quicker, and then you've got 420.69. Ha ha ha. It was so funny. I don't get it. I mean, I do get it, but it just shouldn't be funny. RX rider Nini has retired, and I don't think he was going to get a particularly good time out of that. A Photorellis trying to get a time on the board. I don't think there's a lot of time left in the session. Sector 1 is going to be completed. 24.3. I don't have a real benchmark for that. I've not been paying attention to the Sector 1 times. And he's also a late joiner because he's apparently Sergio Perez. Into the double left-hander towards the short mini straight before the second snail section. Almost snail section. Through the left hand, right hand. Oh, goes wide. That's not great. He's got 28 seconds to try and get round to the start-finish line, though, to start another lap. Will he be able to do it? He might be able to. Goshan's on an out lap. He's going to get another attempt. Pookie, though, is not. Pookie will start at best P2. A Photorellis has 5 seconds. Is he going to be able to do it? I don't think he will. I don't know, but no, he's not. So, he was just 1 second too slow. Quack will improve to P8. We've got both of the Hasses coming along. Shankstar trying to see it through on the mediums, but I think he's not got enough life left in them. And yeah, he's going quite a bit slower. KSK will be next. Oh, and he goes around. Wipes out. Pushing so hard. And Krasnik avoids it for some reason. I don't know why. He could have just kept going. Biscuit doesn't try to avoid. He keeps going through the yellow flags and improves by 5.5 tenths. Krasnik actually retired for some reason, so I don't know. Not sure what was going on. Faco has spun on the exit of the hairpin. Sherlock, will he improve? Comes across the line, and he does improve by about 2.5 tenths, almost 3 tenths. Who's going to be next? Huts Surti going through the hairpin now. He's got. Oh, and there we go. Goshan does improve the benchmark and his pole time to 1:30.8. Surti's coming in. I think that's everyone. Everyone else left on the track is driven by an AI, so it's just Surti who needs to retire. So it's Goshan who will take pole position, just over 2 tenths ahead of Pookie, who is about 4.5 tenths ahead of Surti here. So there we go. W for winner, I guess that pose is meant to be. Yeah, Goshan takes pole by 0.266 of a second. Surti, 0.334. Oh, he did actually improve his lap time. Okay, I thought he was 4.5 tenths behind. But no, he has improved. I think it was just 4.5 tenths behind Goshan. It wasn't like an interval. It was a leader from leader. Faco in a respectable position of P4. I know what this guy is capable of. I know what both of these guys are capable of, but it's not often that you see Pookie ahead of Faco. Faco currently fighting for the CRS Championship. However, it's not looking... Well, it could still go his way, but it's not looking the most likely. 2 more rounds left in the CRS Championship, which is going to be returning for this coming Wednesday. After 2 weeks away, because of Dutch holidays, we're finally going to be getting to see the finale, well, the final 2 rounds of the CRS Championship. So do remember to tune in. Oh, and by the way, that will be back on the Twitch channel, the dedicated Carbon Racing Series Twitch. It's finally been unbanned. It turns out I'm not a robot. Yes. So, 4 seconds remaining until the formation lap. And it's Mercedes on pole. Let's take a look at the tyres. There's more hard tyres there than I expected. Soft tyres for the top 10, as to be expected. Hard tyres for P11, 12, 13, 15 and 19. Only medium tyres are run by Groffelbauer. Groffel. I'll just call him Groffel, that's what I meant to call him. Don't know why I said the full name there. Quite a substantial gap between Sherlock and Big Liam. Not certain why that is. Could Big Liam be trying to influence the championship? Or, well, he can't really. There's only really the lower positions that Kit decided from now. And maybe the constructors. I'm not certain about the constructors. I didn't pay attention to those. But yes, quite a fair gap between Big Liam and Sherlock, who's already onto the back straight here. And Goshan also picked up quite a margin between himself and Pookie. Seeing the same sort of gains that we did in the Real Life 2021 season, where Pookie is, I don't know, trying to hold things back, make sure that Goshan's tyres get cooler. But I don't know if that's how it works in the F1 games. I really don't know. Well, Goshan's reached his pit box, but we've still got a little way to go. Groffel, the last car in the line, just about to come, well, coming through the hairpin now. And he'll be able to line up in just a few moments' time. It looked like it was gonna slide at one point there. Don't want to spin on the formation lap, that's just embarrassing. Come on, I want to get the proper camera. Lining up. Come on. Well, we've got 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go. And I think Liam has had an amazing start. He's already jumped up to 3rd place. I would call that a jump start if I didn't know better. But yes, already the Alfa Romeo in 3rd place. And that's Pookie going side by side with Goshan through turn 2. He's fighting for this already. Bit of chaos going on down the field, and Pookie gonna try and go around the outside of Goshan once again. Goshan, though, expertly covering off the insides of the corners, but that means that turns in to inside. Oh, Pookie has to back out of that a bit. Oh, I thought there was a bit of contact there. Horrible start for rider Nini, who's several seconds down. Maybe he didn't even get off the grid. I'm not certain there. Oh, Biscuit has picked up a 5-second penalty for corner cutting? What? Not certain what happened there. But Pookie is now about 6.5 tenths shy of Goshan. We've got a bit... Oh, well, that's unfortunate for Quack. He's 3 places down on his starting position. Someone's gone round there. I think that's Alastair. Or is it Biscuit? I don't know. No, it's not. It is Alastair. The game's not updating quickly. I don't know why. Pookie, I think, has... Oh, that's Goshan going off onto the runoff area. And I was about to say, Pookie might have better straight line speed than the Mercedes here. I'm not certain, though. And Big Liam has lost out to Surtees and Faco. So he's back down in the position he started... almost the position he started in. He's up one position. And that's Pookie trying to go up the inside, but that's going to turn into the outside for turn 3. And Pookie definitely fighting for one final race win this season. I don't know how many race wins he's got. He switches back to take the inside for the corner here. Is he going to take the race lead? I don't think so. It's going to be Goshan once again holding on to the inside. Every attack that Pookie makes against this guy is just falling flat on its face for the time being. Klasnik has also lost out. Quack has had to pit. Few people have had to pit, unfortunately, so they've lost out a huge amount of positions, especially Biscuit, who we saw spinning on the exit of the long right-hander that we're about to go through once again. And Pookie actually not getting the greatest amount of traction, using a lot of overtake as well. Let's take a look at the telemetry. I forgot to turn on the lap timer thingy as well. And Pookie does have the slipstream, but he's just not a bit too late, and he's going to have to go around the outside of the hairpin, and he's going to hold off, back off for just a little bit longer. But yes, this car does appear to have a lot better straight line speed than Goshan's Mercedes. Indeed, about 3 miles an hour faster without the aid of the DRS, but now the DRS is enabled. Pookie's going to have the assistance of that towards the end of this lap, and he may well be able to get ahead of the Mercedes. Faco, meanwhile, staring at the back of a Williams, and that being Surtees. Fairly tight-knit in these top 4 positions. Meanwhile, it's about a second behind to Big Liam, who has a bit of a 1 second sandwich, actually. 1.1 seconds between him and Faco, and 1.2 now between him and Sherlock, who could be under threat as well, especially with a tiny little bit of a slide. Pookie, though, might be on for an overtake here. He will get the DRS. Will it be enough? Goshan's trying to break the toe, the slipstream. Don't think it's going to be enough, though. I really need a better camera than the onboard. Pookie's going to go around the outside. Goshan looked like he was defending with his energy deployment. Oh, and in fact, he had bad traction. But was that intentional? He's allowed Pookie into the lead. He gets the DRS into turn 1. Was that an intentional break of traction? Well, he's not looking too happy. He's closing a little bit, but he's going to have to hold off for now. And I think A. Fortorellis is somehow up 10 positions. That's an incredible start from the replacement Red Bull driver. But he's under threat from Big Six, who's up 3 positions himself. Got a bit of kerfuffle going on down the field. It's Klasnik getting past Ryder Nini. Sets the fastest lap of the race as well. That's a pretty decent lap time, although I think he's on fairly new tyres. Goshan has managed to keep the gap around 5/6 tenths of a second, which means that Pookie, he may lose the lead here. Depends, though, on, well, Goshan has a bit more battery to play with. So how much battery is Pookie going to use? A little bit. Increases the gap to about 0.06 of a second, 0.07 even. But Goshan might be a bit too far back to even attempt a dive bomb, and he's going to have to hold off for now. Oh, and there's Faco getting almost up close and personal with Surtees' diffuser. Unfortunately, this is a bit of a DRS train, but it's looking like we could see... Well, this is Faker actually going to try and make a move on Surtee. Goes up the inside of turn 1. That's going to turn into the outside of turn 3. But is he going to be able to make this move stick? He's forcing the Williams into places it really doesn't want to be. And could he have made this move stick? And in fact, yes, he has. So he's got past there. Glad I was watching that. But Surtee's going to make a move back on him. Goes up the inside. Is the traction going to help? Well, it is going to help Faco. And he does manage to hold on to third place for now. But this fighting means that the DRS train is broken. And Goshan is actually a lot closer to Pookie on this occasion. Oh, and there's a bit of a tank slapper for Pookie. That's not going to help him at all. Definitely under a lot of pressure. But Faco has actually managed to close the gap back to within a second. Could Faco be on for a win here? Well, we've got another 23 laps to find out. We've got a yellow flag. We've got that Sherlock Stoner. He's spun. And Goshan still too far back to make a move, but maybe he's just biding his time here. He doesn't need to make the move yet. He could just wait until later in the race. But I don't think he's having a great amount of traction with his soft tyres. They will... Oh, both of these cars, here's the leaders coming into the pits. So now it's up to the pit crew. So Faco inherits the lead, and Surtee is also pitting. So Faco trying to go for the overcut here. Everyone else going for the undercut, I guess. How is it going to affect Faco's race as Shankstar now finds himself in second? And KSK even up into third. Groffel into fourth. And now Goshan, Pookie and Surtee coming out of the pits. Quite a ways back. Goshan racing the moment they crossed the finish, the pit exit line, more or less. Will his car be more conducive to the medium tyres? Well, Faco is going to have to pit at some point, and we'll take a look at the leaders, and it might be close. The leaders lost about 20 seconds, but already, about 21, 22 seconds, they're already making that gap up. Yellow flag already, that's Nini. Oh, he's had a spin on the exit of the hairpin, don't quarter safety car, and he doesn't. So where's Faco going to come out? I think he's going to come out ahead of Huts Surtee again. Ride with him for now, but Pookie under threat from Goshan. They're going to get the DRS now. And this is what Goshan was waiting for. He's got the DRS. He's going to make a move up the inside of the hairpin, as Faco has come into the pit lane. And now they're going to be just sort of swapping positions, I guess. Pookie will happily do what Goshan was doing to him. But Goshan still very close. And Pookie is going to take the lead back on the main straight here. In fact, there's Faco, and he's lost out to Surtee there, so the overcut has not worked, the undercut has. There's another fight between McLarens and Mercedes further down the field, and I think there was a bit of contact somewhere. There is debris in the track at the back there. Oh yeah, there's a broken end plate on Big Six's car there. And Nini has retired on the exit of the... No, sort of in the middle of the second snail section. But there's no safety car. Meanwhile, Pookie is in the middle of a DRS train, so he should be relatively safe from Goshan. And if he can try and get to that Ferrari between him... In fact, you can see the pace difference. The Ferrari actually providing a bit of a roadblock. Getting as much slipstream from the Ferrari as he could before he takes the lead of the train here, because he doesn't have much of a choice. Oh, locking up on the inside right there. And Goshan got past the Ferrari too. The Ferrari staying out on the hard tyres, but they're quite worn tyres. Pookie doesn't get the DRS on this occasion, as he's just not close enough to the car in front. But he will be gradually reeling them in, as they are on older tyres. Shankstar on 7-lap-old hards, he can go for quite a while. Groffle on 7-lap-old mediums. KSK on 7-lap-old softs, so his tyres will be falling off the cliff a bit by now, I should imagine. He'll be a bit of the engine in the DRS train here. Pookie, though, will want to try and stay behind the Alpine here, but that's going to potentially allow Goshan a chance to get past. And Pookie will want the DRS. And the detection zone is in just a few meters, and there it is. So now he can go straight past the Alpine for all he cares. He doesn't mind anymore. He can go straight past with the aid of the DRS, and Goshan might get a bit sandwiched in here. Is he going to get past though? Yes, he does. Is he going to make a dive bomb? Oh, there's a sandwich there for the Alpine though. That's going to be Groffle having a bit of a moan later, I reckon. There was contact, but I don't think there's been any damage. I thought there was a car spinning for a second there. Car's pitting, that's a KSK, which means the only car ahead of Pookie now is Shankstar, and I don't think he's going to be exactly a rocket on these 8-lap-old hard tyres. In fact, he's already losing a fair amount of time. Whereas Surtees, he's under threat from Faco, who does seem to have the better traction than the Williams. Is he going to make a dive bomb? No. Wait until the DRS zone, getting a bit close there. Big Cash, whoever that is, that's left. Spectator or something, I don't know. And Pookie has, in only half a lap, has managed to catch up to Shankstar. And maybe Shankstar made a mistake, but that's going to be Pookie getting the aid of the DRS once again. And this is actually helping him save up his battery a little bit, which means he has about 20% more than Goshan does. And Shankstar trying to keep hold of the lead, but it's just a formality. Trying to break the toe. Goshan's going to go for the toe as well. I really wish I could have a better camera than this. Goshan going to try and go around the side as well. Oh, that was almost contact. Goshan had to bail out of that. That was close. And that is going to harm Goshan's race there. Outbraked himself, and I think maybe he thinks he's picked up damage. He was very close there, but I think this precautionary pit stop was unnecessary. I don't think he made contact, but he's going for the front wing change anyway, so this is going to destroy his race. Oh, and there's been contact as well. Both of the Alpines have been spinning. Faco has managed to get off more or less scot-free there, but I wonder if Groffle was harming. I wonder if Groffle was responsible for that. I didn't catch what happened there. So not certain. I don't think there's any damage on either of the Alpines, but we might not have a very happy Faco after this. Meanwhile, Huts, Surtees has lost out as well. Maybe there was contact between him as well, because I think I saw him darting off at one point too. Oh, and Big Liam having a bit of traction issues on the exit of the double left-hander. What could have been for Goshan? I mean, we know that he's a pretty quick driver, but this is just going to be a race of recovery now. See where he can finish. He is on fresh medium tyres, and we know that he's quicker than KSK. So he should be able to get into the points as Surtees has made a, not quite a dive bomb, but he gets past Big Liam. He does try to come back at him, but he just doesn't have the traction. And that's going to potentially put him at risk from Fotorellis in the Red Bull. But we've got a bit of a DRS train going on here with A-Lord being the engine and that Big Liam sliding through turn 1. Groffelbauer trying to get past A-Lord and he's sort of muscling his way past Surtees, trying to take advantage of the situation, but that's harmed him and that's going to allow Big Liam to potentially get past as I hit the microphone stand. Sorry for that. And Klasnik into the pits. Let's take a quick look at that. Position changes. Surtees is down 3 positions. I think he's going to try and make a move on A-Lord here. He's going to try and go around the outside of the double left-hander. And you can see he's really impatient. And will he be able to get the DRS off of Groffel? I think so. A-Lord, meanwhile, just really slow and kind of a rolling roadblock, rolling chicane for the drivers behind. And yes, Surtees did get the DRS. Meanwhile, Shankstar losing multiple tenths a lap to Pookie ahead. That's the old hard tyres coming into play here. A-Lord losing another position. Oh, in fact, yes, he's spun, that's why. So he's gone down to 8th. Goshan has worked his way up into 11th place, courtesy of an overtake on Brood Rooster, who almost did the same thing he did. And now might be able to make a move on KSK here to get himself back into the points. A win is not off the table here. Oh, in fact, he's going to dive behind KSK, trying to stay behind. I don't know why. Maybe he thought that an overtake would have been a bit adventurous. Oh, there's contact. Very slight contact, though. Fortunately, we are beyond the days of the side pod glitch. And Goshan back up into the points-paying positions. KSK doesn't make a dive bomb, but he may get the DRS if he can keep pace with Goshan here. Goshan is so quick that he may pull out of that margin very quickly indeed. In fact, Faco has managed to catch up to Shankstar now. We'll watch on board. Got to get the slipstream and the DRS. And he's going to say, thank you very much. I will sail right past and take a podium. Well, he's already on the podium, but a 1-2 for CRS. So it depends how long these tyres will last. Goshan shouldn't need to... Well, he may have to pit again because his tyres were only a lap or 2 old when he had made that pit stop. Let's see the tyres, please. 6 laps old for Pookie. 1 lap old for Goshan. So they were a bit older, so he may not have to stop. He can stretch them a bit longer than Pookie can. Changes we'll go with. So, can Faco catch up to Pookie, or is he just gonna be able to not be able to catch up at all?
That didn't come out right at all. Oh well.
Also, back down at the back of the field, Quack and Big Six. I think they've had to make another pit stop, possibly. But yeah, the contact between them earlier didn't help. And I think Faco is just falling a little bit off of Pookie's pace. Fotorellis, meanwhile, in touching distance of Groffel's Alpine, could make a move, but he's a fair... he's still half a second behind. DRS should help. Let's see what the penalties are, though. 3 seconds for each driver, so it's not going to affect them on this occasion. Overtake on track is what they'll need. Just need to finish. Whatever, I'm getting all confused again. Confused.com. Goshan, meanwhile, making inroads, gradually catching up to Big Liam. He's within the penalty margin as well, so if the race was to end like this, oh, then we've had a spin. I think that's Biscuit. He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties, and that's not going to be helping him at all. That may even put him within touching distance of Quack. In fact, yes, indeed, he is. Quack is now within the 9-second penalty margin of Biscuit, meaning that he could finish a grand sum of 17th place. Meanwhile, there's a bit of jostling and jousting between Jabber and Reese. Jabber on the hard tyres. Oh, there was a little bit of contact. Let's look at the tyres. Jabber's tyres 7-lap-old hards. Reese's 10-lap-old mediums. So I'm not certain which would be feeling worse at this point, but I do know that hard tyres are generally not the preferred tyres in the game, and Big Six has had a disconnection. Doesn't matter. He's down in 18th. His race is already ruined. Faco has managed to keep pace. He's only he's lapping slightly slower than Pookie. Reese gonna try and make the move on Jabber at the end of this lap. He'll have the DRS. Thought he was out braking himself there for a minute. Through the DRS zone, and he's very close. Mediums should still have a fair amount of grip on them. And he should be able to take 14th off of the Williams. In fact, he's using his energy, and he's going to sail past. In fact, there's Klasnick. He's going to make a move as well. Is that going to be a double overtake? I think it is. Klasnick is going to potentially get past both of them. Oh, there's contact, though. Oh, that was a bit of an adventurous move by Klasnick. I didn't have the greatest camera angles, but I think that was Klasnick's fault. Don't quote me, though. So, yeah, his tyres, 2 laps old, 3 laps now, had so much more pace, and I think he just got a bit too adventurous. Meanwhile, Goshan has got into 9th place. He got past he got past KSK at some point, and I think someone else did have I think that's Groffel who's pit, actually. So he now, Goshan, technically in the same position he was in before, but now 1 position higher because someone ahead of him pit. But there's a DRS train, Sherlock, behind A-Lord, who's still on his starting tyres, hard compound tyres. They're going to be feeling rubbish at this point. And Goshan has the traction to go up the inside of Liam. That's a move that Liam probably didn't expect, and he's going to try come back. He's using the energy. Oh, God, I hate this camera system. I don't want to look behind. I want you to look on the outside. Jesus. Anyway, Big Liam does get back past Goshan, and he back into 8th place. But yes, Goshan's tyres definitely showing their age here, which is to say they're younger. In fact, Fotorellis has just made a pit stop as well. Oh, that's Big Liam going wide. That's opened the door for Goshan. Yeah, Big Liam does not seem to be getting the turn 1 right, and I can relate to that. It's not a great turn 1. Goshan, though, flying as he's making his way past A-Lord as well. A-Lord's trying to fight back, but he just can't. Not on those tyres, and he's lost out to Big Liam as well, or is losing out. And Goshan can now make his move, attempt to make a move on Sherlock, who's also on old tyres, 11-lap-old mediums. They're not going to be feeling as nice as Goshan's. And it should be noted that Pookie has similar aged tyres to Sherlock. So let's take a quick look at the fastest lap. Yeah, and it belongs to Goshan by a country mile. I think the next fastest is Pookie with a 1:34.9. That's 4/10 slower than Goshan's best lap, and Sherlock has actually run out of energy. So he's down into the single digits, and he just can't fight Goshan here. And yeah, the Mercedes is going to make that look easy. Oh, but he fights back. But there was a bit of contact, I think, as Big Liam dives into the pits. So Goshan could still be on for a good result here. Sherlock, though, fighting back, but he just can't fight back for much longer. Goshan, 29, about 30 seconds behind Pookie. Can he make up those 30 seconds? Well, he could if there's a safety car. But at this rate, I don't think he's going to be able to... The best he could do, I think, is get back on the podium. But he's got 10.5 seconds to catch up to Shankstar here, who's also on hard tyres. He's been on since the beginning of the race. So I reckon Shankstar's going to be pretty quick towards the end of this one. But yeah, the age of these hard tyres definitely showing as he's losing multiple tenths in just a single corner. But yeah, otherwise that's still 30 between him. So Goshan is at least into 5th place here with 10 laps to go. So a podium is not outside of the realms of possibility. He certainly can't. Well, he's going to get 4th place as Shankstar is coming into the pits. So that's forfeiting the position. And Goshan is going to sail past as Sherlock is also coming into the pits. Well, yes, so Goshan then has 12 seconds to try and close the gap on Surtees, but there's such a large gap between these guys, and I think there's been another spin for Biscuit. He's just not having a great race here. Got yellow flags in Sector 1 as well around the snail section. Not certain what that was for. New tyres for Liam and Sherlock. I wonder if they'll be able to get past Gruffle, who's on fairly new hard tyres. Ugh. But yes, Goshan has quite a ways to go, and his tyre's probably going to be feeling the heat by now. He is still closing, just about, but these tyres are 4 laps younger, and eventually they're going to start feeling about as bad as the tyres ahead. Still better, but he could still get a podium here. That's not out of the realms of possibility, but it's going to be a tough one. As there are 9 laps to go and Biscuit retires, he's had enough. And Surtees pitting. Surtees possibly going for an undercut here. Is he going to slap on soft tyres? We shall see. It's going to forfeit the position to Goshan, but he's thinking here is, of course, to try and go faster. No, he's going to put on new mediums. And it's going to have to go past A-Lord as well, but A-Lord's still going to be on the old hard tyres. Oh, that was a bit of a moment on the exit. So Surtees, his thinking here is going to be to, go faster than Goshan, but I wonder if that was the right call. Certainly, he will be able to get past A-Lord quite easily. The Ferrari is going to have to pit at some point. He's losing several tenths in a single corner there. As Reese has pit as well. So it's only a matter of time before A-Lord loses 4th place here, and Surtees is going to be kind of flying compared to Goshan, and we'll have to see on the next lap. Is A-Lord going to let the Williams pass? No, he's going to make it difficult. So Surtees is not going to get the DRS. A-Lord will, but I don't think it's going to matter. Surtees does have a superior grip. It's only a matter of time, really, before A-Lord has to pit. He will have to pit. You can't stay on one set of tyres the entire Grand Prix. But he's really stretched out these tyres, certainly longer than I would be able to manage. Is he going to pit now? No, he's going to stay out again. I think he's going to try and stay on these hard tyres as long as he possibly can before he goes for soft tyres. Oh, and somehow Faco's been overtaken by Goshan. So I think Faco has pit as well, actually. So Goshan going really quickly, and Faco and Pookie have also pit. So Pookie had a lot of time to get past. To not get past. Pookie had a lot of time between him and Faco and Goshan, and he decided to take a precautionary pit stop, and it's paid off because now Goshan is on 9-lap-old mediums, and Faco is on brand new mediums as well. So Goshan, I really don't think he should have pit. Maybe he did have damage on his end, but maybe he could feel it. But at this rate, Goshan's going to lose P2 that he worked so hard for. Surtees still quite a way behind. So Goshan still could get the podium here, but I don't think it's going to be a good idea for him to pit again. Because now he's lost the position. And fuel, I think, is actually rather tight on Goshan's end. He's having to do a lot of lifting and coasting. I wonder if he's being a bit too aggressive on the throttle or if he underfueled the car. Certainly it's not a great position to be in, as A-Lord has been overtaken by A. Fotorellis. Is the Ferrari going to pit now? No, he's staying out still. In fact, I think maybe he started on a different set of tyres and then he went on to the... Yeah, I think that's what happened. He started on something else and then he pitted very early on. And he stayed on the hard tyres. And maybe he's going to try and take these to the end, but his pace is just dismal. You know, that's a word I don't use a lot anymore. Dismal. It really is just awful pace at this rate, and he's just losing so much time. But he doesn't have any penalties. He's not going to be able to keep up with Fotorellis here. Oh, we've lost the interval times. That's great. Thanks, game. Didn't need those anyway. But yeah, Fotorellis, what are the penalties? Yeah, only 3 seconds worth for A. Fotorellis. So the Red Bull should be able to pull 3 seconds ahead. But that is something I can see. Oh, no, A-Lord has not stopped. So yes, he is going to have to stop very late on. And in fact, you can see that he had a bit of a poor traction moment there. He has to pit. He'll go into soft tyres. He'll be flying at the end of the race. But I reckon it's a bit too late now. Faco sets the fastest lap of the race. About 9.25 seconds behind Pookie. A few seconds behind that is Goshan. And 30, I don't think he's catching as fast as he would like. A-Lord stays out. And it takes about 22 seconds to undertake a pit stop here. So 27 would mean 49. Who's 49 seconds behind A-Lord here? Well, Jabber and Alastir, so he's going to end up outside of the points. But they are fairly close together. But about 10 seconds between Jabber and Sherlock. So at this rate, A-Lord is not going to finish inside the points regardless, I don't think. He just doesn't have the pace. Well, he has to pit. That's all there is to it. He has to pit. There is no other option. He's just stretching these hards as long as he can before he decides on the inevitable. And in fact, the blue marker down in the bottom, I think that means he has ordered a box this lap. So he'll come out around 12th or 13th. He'll have a lot more pace, but I don't think he'll get back into the points here. Goshan, meanwhile, 6.2 seconds between him and Surtees, who just hasn't been as fast as he probably would have liked. He's not closed up on Goshan as quickly as... Yeah, he is closer than he was, but at this point the tyres are starting to go off a little bit. I think he just doesn't have the pace, and Goshan is stretching these mediums even, quite well. A-Lord has finally stopped. He's in the pit lane, and I think he will come out behind Jabber. We'll see in just a moment. Jabber, I think, sees the threat, and yes. So A-Lord onto the soft tyres for the last 5 laps of the Grand Prix. There was a problem with the chat or something, I don't know. But now A-Lord will be flying, and he may well get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. But I think the best position he can get here is 11th. As there's just too much of a gap between Alastair and Sherlock. So whilst A-Lord's strategy was a bold one, it didn't work out in the end. And A-Lord has just got past Jabber. Oh, in fact, there may have been contact. Maybe he forced his way past Jabber there. That's not going to be... I don't know if that was a mistake on Jabber's part or if that was indeed a force his way past. And that's Groffle also kind of doing the same on Sherlock. No, is that Sherlock? No, it's KSK. Let's look at the tyres again. KSK's tyres are a lot older than Groffle's, but their compounds are different. Surtees has closed the gap a little bit, but it's just not being closed enough. Maybe he's biding his time, but he's not going to be able to do it, I think. Surtees sacrificed the podium here in order to try and get Goshan behind or overtake him, and whilst he is closing in, I don't think he's going to have enough time to do it. There's Goshan going through turn whatever it is there, and 4.5 seconds behind. Maybe Goshan's tyres are starting to fall off the cliff though, as that gap has decreased by about a second already. But he's got to make up about a second a lap, and I just don't see how that's going to happen. In fact, maybe more than a second a lap, because Pookie has just started the 25th lap. That's only 3 laps to go. Oh, was someone in the pits? Oh, that's Big Six, okay. Thought it was Goshan. And Goshan's still having to lift and coast, but Surtees does not have to lift and coast, so maybe this is what's playing into Surtees' hands a bit here. He doesn't have to lift and coast, but he's still got so much time and to make up, and he's used up all of his energy as well. Goshan has not used up all of his. So Surtees just isn't going to have the pace, unfortunately. And after that incident, that one outbreaking event, Pookie's lead has been virtually uncontested. He will almost certainly take the final race win of this season, and with it a championship. 215 points, I would imagine, which would be a fair amount of points to have after I don't know how many races this season had. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. I forgot. Hang on, I've hit a brick wall here. Something 215. Oh yeah, fastest lap. Who has the fastest lap? Faco does. So Pookie is going to have 215. Faco though, I think these are going to be his first points of the season, and 2nd place and fastest lap. Not a bad way to start off. Certainly I know what Faco is capable of. He does have a championship with CRS, currently fighting for a 2nd one, but looking a bit distant at the moment. Things didn't go his way. But here, things have pretty much gone his way. He's in 2nd place. Surty, to his credit, has closed the gap even more. We've got a yellow flag. That's Big Six. He's DNF'd. And so... Oh. Who is that? Who is that? We've got... Yes. Oh, dear. Caps off a rather dismal race for Big Six. It all went so wrong, and I think he just came out of the pits as well. Poor old Big Six. Not being his race today. Alastir, meanwhile, under threat from A-Lord. And A-Lord with the fresher rubber, he blocks up, goes deep into the corner. But he's going to have the traction to get past the AlphaTauri. No problems. And it just sails past, and now he's going to be able to make up a bit of a gap before the DRS zone. He may lose the position. Surty has 2 more laps to try and catch up to Goshan, or at least get past. He might well catch up, but it's going to be a close one. Very close one. So A-Lord under assault from Alastir, who he's using up all of his energy. In fact, A-Lord running very dangerously on fuel, I think. I can't see exactly how much fuel he has, but he's in the red, which could mean that he may run out of fuel on this upcoming lap. I don't know exactly. He's using the energy to try and get back past Alastir. He will have the traction. Oh, the grip. Oh, that's looking a bit dangerous there. Surty, meanwhile, catching up quite nicely to Goshan. In fact, he won't get the DRS on this lap, but he is caught up so quickly. Goshan's tyres falling off the cliff. Surty may get a chance here, but Goshan has the energy. And that may be what decides this little battle, as Surty has been using all of it. He's on 0%. He's derated. Will he get the DRS into the turn 1? Not on this occasion. It's going to be all up to his grip to try and catch up to Goshan, and then try and rely almost entirely on the DRS down the back straight. We got another yellow flag. There's a bit of contact, I think, between A-Lord and Alastir. A-Lord is going to be in fact, A-Lord has run out of fuel. So he's underfueled too much. His strategy has come undone. Meanwhile, Surty has caught up to Goshan really quickly. He could really be on for a podium here. Goshan will not have the grip. His tyres are 17 laps old. They're medium tyres, same as Surty's, but so much older. As Pookie is going to come across the line and take the victory. No, that wasn't Pookie, that was Quack, sorry. But yes, this is where the battle is at the moment. Surty will have the energy to play with. We're going to watch this because Pookie has been sailing away with the lead. Surty's going to use up all the energy, so is Goshan. He has a lot more energy to play with, though. And Surty does have the DRS. He just doesn't have any energy. Is he going to make a dive bomb? No, he can't. He can't make the dive bomb. But in fact, he may have forced Goshan a bit wide. And it's just not going to pay off for him. He used up too much energy. Goshan is going to take 3rd place here. Holds on to the podium. Pookie will take the race win. Faco takes a maiden podium for Huts. Goshan takes P3 by the skin of his teeth. And that was just because Surty used up too much of his energy. It's going to be an excellent 5th place for A. Fortorellis, 6th for Shankstar, 7th for Groffel, 8th for KSK. Oh, Groffel's penalty has put him down to 8th now. And Sherlock will have penalties. Big Liam actually ran out of fuel on the line. what sort of other penalties could be applied. I think Alastair will not get P10 here. No, he won't. Quack might lose P12 here to Klasnik, who is within 3 seconds. And yes, Klasnik up into 12th. Jabber did 22 laps on hard tyres. Did what A-Lord didn't manage. Or, well, could have managed, maybe. But in the end, everyone's running out of fuel here. Reese out of fuel as well. So both of the Alfa Romeos and the one Ferrari ran out of fuel. But it was A-Lord who ran out of fuel first. Embarrassingly, an entire lap before. Yikes. He didn't lift and coast enough. But yeah, I reckon that was a decent race. And now, all that's left to do, really, is pack up and get ready for the race proper at 8:30. Which is 75 minutes away. So we've wrapped up just in time with the final race of this season. There is another a mini season that Huts are doing, but I don't think I'll be streaming that. But there we go. There's your race winner and champion of the Huts inaugural F1 Gaming League, CRS Pookie, winning by quite a fair margin over Goshan, who did finish the he started the season about halfway through. Managed to managed to scrape a podium out of that, but he so very nearly didn't. 30 could have taken that. There was only 1.5 tenths between I can't speak today. Yeah, 1.141 of a second. That's just how close it was, and Faker will take the fastest lap. So thank you for watching, everyone. As a quick reminder, CRS on Wednesday will not be taking place on this channel. It will be taking place on the dedicated Carbon Racing Series YouTube channel. That's this coming Wednesday at 7 PM UK time. So yes, thank you for watching, everyone. I'm not going to hang around for too long. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and until next time, good night.